Since Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa went down with a hip injury, there's been a lot of debate as to whether he should consider returning to school or enter the NFL draft. Tua talked about this with our Kirk Herbstreit on the risk and reward.
If I come back, the risk is, what if I get hurt again? But the reward could be, maybe I jump back to the top of the charts, on the boards, for all these teams. Now you look at the other side of the spectrum. If I leave, do I still go in the first round? Or, do I even make it to the second round? These guys don't even know, if I can play with, the hip injury. And then, I'd say the reward and all of that is, yeah, I'll be getting paid millions, but, a lot of the money that I could have made, you can't make that money up now.
To me, this is not nearly as obvious as it might immediately sound. I just want to get one thought from everybody on this. And David Pollack, I'll start with you. What do you think, if you were advising Tua Tagovailoa, he should do?
I would go. I would take off. A lot of his receiving core is going to take off, which is a lot of the production. And I know Alabama's got more guys, but this is not one injury or two or three. This is his fourth injury, his fourth surgery in college. Go ahead and get out. Go make your money. And by the way, if your draft stock slips a little bit, Lamar Jackson, it ain't the worst thing in the world.
Potentially. What do you think, Paul?
There's no way.
There's no way he goes back to school.
There's no way he goes back to school. If the likeness bill it was in existence, he could go back and make a lot of money. I wouldn't blame him for considering it. But that is ridiculous, too. I know it sounds good, and you're a very smart young man, and you're saying the right things, but you're not going back.
Does anyone disagree?
No, I don't disagree, because the thing is, imaginary money, right? Him saying to himself, I could have made this much money, is not going to matter when you are making $12 million. Right. And when you have given yourself an opportunity to change your family's circumstances. And I agree with David. You had 4 surgeries. What's to say you come back and don't get hurt again and put yourself in a worse situation and you feel worse physically? I think he should leave. I think he should protect himself and his opportunities.
I don't believe it's ridiculous, but I think he should certainly come out, because it's not as if the clock isn't still ticking. This are prime playing years that he will be wasting at Alabama. He's going to go in the first round, and he might go late in the draft to a team that doesn't need him right away. So it could turn out to be a good situation. And if he loses $20 million in the first round, he goes somewhere good and balls out. He'll make it up. He'll make it up in the second. 150. He might get more than that if he's a franchise quarterback.
If that happens, then none of it will have made any difference.
Right.
The reason that I believe going back is actually the safer move is that the first contract is the only contract any NFL player is ever guaranteed. And the difference between being drafted first, second, or third and being drafted 25th is a chasm. Now, if you were to tell me he's going to get drafted in the top 10, there's no point in having this conversation.
So the other part is this, though. If you look at this draft, you have Joe Burrow, you have Justin Herbert, and you have Tua Tagovailoa.
You can start with Joe Burrow.
Right, but that's my point. I've seen both Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert in person. Tua's definitely better than Justin Herbert. He comes out next year, they're not drafting him before Trevor Lawrence in no way, no how, whether he's healthy or not. He's going to be the second quarterback drafted either way.
That's a little bit unfair, because those are the names we know, those are the guys we're talking about, but every year, coaches go find somebody and they talk themselves into it. There will be a bunch of new quarterbacks that we weren't considering that move up.
But Joe Burrow is a perfect example. We would not have been talking about him at this time last year. All I'm saying is, it's not as obvious. Ultimately, I agree. I think that's what he should do and will do, but I don't think it's as obvious as it immediately seems.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.